And we are live.
Yo, what it do? What it do? What it do? It's another Monday. And you're rolling with your boy Sixxcess, Just Build the Truth. And we got my man Lawson in the building. What it do?
What up? Salute. What's going on?
I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like this like one of those post-game joints, one of the post-game conferences. And it's like after you win the big game and we start talking like, yo, how was the game? How did it go? How was you feeling? Like, how you feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling blessed, man. I really am. Just glad that I'm done filming season 1 of Rise of Go to Goons, and blessed through all the drama of 2020 that it got done. You know what I mean? So I feel blessed. I guess that's the best way I could put it.
That's what's up.
Yep. So you actually did this season while COVID was happening. You still recorded?
Yeah, man. I'm happy to say that me, everybody in the cast, cameraman, everybody, we filmed this thing pretty much like a month after COVID really was like prominent. We actually started filming, and I'm glad to say not one person ended up with COVID throughout the whole series. Not one person ended up having COVID. So it was meant to be.
That's what's up.
I want to say we started shooting in
Shoot everything
March.
in DC?
No. We shot everything pretty much all through the DMV, West Virginia. We drove down to North Carolina, got some shots, and I plan on doing a lot more traveling in season 2.
So tell us a little bit more. How
Now
did
that's
you
tighten up. Like
act-
I saw the previews.
Hold on, what did Jazzabill just say?
I said, how did you get into acting?
I got into acting due to a coworker, Chris Malachi Thomas. He put out an amazing film called Renegade. It's now available on YouTube. You guys can really check this out. I encourage people to check this out because my TV series is a prequel to his movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The character he had me play was a boss. Yeah. He had me play a boss by the name of Shaka. And we were on top of the world. Like we was at the Pinnacle board. We had a group. It was a couple of us, couple of top ranking officials at this board, and just so happened somebody that was supposed to be dead or gone or had disappeared for some years comes back around mid meeting and embarrassed us basically just like embarrassed us at this meeting. So my character, like, oh hell nah. I'm a whole G, you know. So we called ourselves pinning these guys down. Like, I mean, chasing them down, shooting, guns are blazing, ride up on them, get them in a corner. I mean, basically dead end situation. If you watch the movie, you'll be like, what the hell had just happened? Because we had them cornered. Next thing you know, we get up on the car and none of them in the car. They ended up ambushing me and my crew, ended up killing me. Hold on, you freezing up on me, Jack.
Shout out Malachi. I actually saw the movie Renegade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you guys can go and see it on YouTube.
Yes, it's out.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a real good movie. I saw you with your boss up. You got the Doc shades on, look real gangster. That man, what took me over the top with that movie was the action in it. I couldn't believe I was seeing that action in the DMV movie.
Man, I'm
I
talking
mean,
about they did their
have you
own
had a
story.
chance to see it, Jezebel?
Mm-hmm. No, I haven't had a chance to see it.
Please have her see it. Send her the link. Let her see that thing, man. For real. Like it was very different.
Yeah,
It was very different. It wasn't your typical
definitely.
movie.
So
It definitely wasn't your typical movie. You breaking up real bad, Success. Maybe that weather down there is
so
messing with
tell
your
me, was that
service.
your first project?
That was my very first acting role outside of music.
Was that your
You know,
first project?
I've been in the music game since 2009, and I've been writing music video scripts since then. And it just happened when I got asked to be in his movie, and the opportunity came for me to write the prequel. I asked Malachi, I got his blessing, and I just got to write in the prequel. I got my oldest son to play the younger version of myself, since Malachi killed me in the movie. So
You
I
done got
got
us dead.
my mini me to play me, a younger version 20 years in the past. 20 years, yeah, 20 years earlier from when I died. His success is frozen on me.
Going on here.
Me and Jazz is on point.
So I'm having a Teddy Riley moment over here.
I see.
Is that your son behind?
Am I back?
Yeah, that's my
Come
mini me.
on. Welcome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey,
Welcome
Now I
to the show.
told y'all, I gave y'all the disclaimer that I'm in the middle of a storm down here. For some reason, this is the Atlanta countryside storm that I'm in.
Well, you're sounding better now, so seems like
Yeah, it's actually working now. Might just need to reposition your phone or whatever you're using.
You know what? Like honestly, like I said, man, when storm happens, our Wi-Fi go wild here. So I'm running straight up off of phone signal, which is not any better in this area. And I usually run off my handy dandy tablet here, but with the Wi-Fi going being wild and crazy down here right now, on the best I can. You already know.
Understood.
So, was that your first acting role?
Yes, that was my very first motion picture movie acting role.
Was Renegade your first?
Yep.
Okay.
My very first.
So tell me more about the season that we got coming up with the new TV show, and tell me what prompted you to like come up with that idea to do that.
Okay, so after my character died or whatever, and we released Renegade, I went to Malachi and I asked Malachi, did he plan on expounding more on my character? Because I was intrigued by how my character was a boss. Like I'm sitting at the head of the table and all that. So I'm like, man, it's something interesting about my character, Shaka. So when I asked him, he was like, nah, he wasn't really planning on doing anything in particular with my particular character. So me being a writer myself and my oldest son, I'm like, everybody always say my mini me and this, that, and the other. So the wheel just got to turning. I went to Malachi, I was like, you mind if I do a prequel? And he was like, he gave me his blessing, and the rest is history. I had my youngest son playing younger me. I mean, my oldest son playing younger me, and my youngest son playing his brother. And so the whole story with Rise of the Golden Goose starts when he's 17 years old. Him and his homeboy Jeremy, He plays Eric Bellamy and his friend Jeremy, and my youngest son plays Keith Bellamy. They supposed to be going last week of school. They done already graduated, all that good stuff, right? So, but it's that last week of school. Nobody wants to go, but Uncle kind of strict type of thing. Tell him he gotta go to school
Right.
anyway. So they hooking school. Him and his homeboy Jeremy end up hooking school. Something happened. They witnessed something that they shouldn't have witnessed. But the youngest brother went to school. The youngest brother went to school. Them two hooked school, witnessed something they shouldn't have seen. Next thing you know, they pulled into this life of crime. They pulled into this life where the same guy they saw do something came to him the next day like, yeah, y'all work for me now.
It ain't really crime, you know. No face, no
So,
case.
like this is this is this a gangster a gang-
It's a crime drama. It's definitely a crime drama.
Hey, give me 1 second. I want to definitely try to I want to
Okay.
fix this bag. Give me 1 second, okay?
Okay.
Okay. It's crazy how it was fine just before we went live. As soon as we went live, it started acting haywire.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, I guess Jazz, if you haven't seen the trailer, it basically kind of gives you a segue, but we got a second trailer coming. That's going to really give more in depth with the story. If you've seen the TV series Snowfall,
Yes. Can't
yeah,
wait.
I kind of used a lot of how it had multiple stories going on with
Right.
Snowfall. I kind of have that going with Rise of the Golden Goons.
Okay.
Yeah, because not only do you know about the youngins, you know
Mhm.
about his mother and his father's past, you know
Mhm.
about what's going on with the police, you know, you then as the seasons go on, you learn about the younger brother's path in life and so forth and so on.
Including your son in his role, like was he already showing signs that he wanted to get into acting? Like how did you go about to say, hey son, you're gonna play this role, and how did he feel about it? Or how did you feel about it, Timon?
So basically, I was like, "Little nigga, you gonna do this shit?" It's like, nah.
I tell a joke, no, you tell a joke.
So what happened, right? Both my sons were basically raised in performing arts schools,
Okay.
and from pre-K all the way up, they've been in a performing arts charter school.
Okay.
So when the opportunity came, I've been to so many plays of theirs. I've done seen them recitals, so forth and so on. So it was just a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer. And the fact that, you know, they still joke around the house, do
Mm-hmm.
little comedy skits here and there, mimic, do voices and stuff like that. It was just like, yo, let's get you on the camera.
Okay. All
You
right.
know,
Now, was that your first role, Timon, or
Yes,
no? You're not serious.
that
Huh?
was my first role.
That was. And how did you feel about it? Were you excited to do the role, and where do you see your future as far as acting?
Um, the future is very bright,
Hey,
I
I'm
believe.
done. I'm done.
I think it can take me very far in terms of building a platform. I also believe that acting is a necessary step to become a better person.
Now, do you feel like acting helps you express yourself, like in ways an artist would paint or a rapper would rap his music? Do you feel like acting is an outlet?
Yeah, I can't believe that. Sometimes I also do music, so I'm trying to keep a straight face when I'm doing this, okay?
Bruh,
'Cause
is that
in the
your
show,
real voice?
No. He done came
Hey,
with 3
bruh.
voices
Okay,
in a
so
matter of
now I'm
1 minute.
officially back. I just want everybody to know that I did hear the whole interview, and I heard when you
Okay.
came in and like you gave us 3 different personalities. So I see you really like acting.
I like voice acting. I like trolling. I like expressing myself, and to a point, with like, is this an outlet for me? Yes, this is in a way. I have different outlets, either with playing video games, playing instruments. I play trumpet, sousaphone, learning how to play piano. Used to play violin and cello, and now acting. So
How
it's
old
a
are you?
variety of things. 17.
17, and you doing all that. I need to bring you around my 19-year-old, and maybe you can whip him into shape.
Show yourself.
So I heard your dad say he kind of had to come in and pull you by the ear and say, "You're doing this, acting." I know he was capping though, right? He didn't have to pull you. You was ready.
Yeah, it wasn't hard at all, man. Like I say, they've been groomed since pre-K, in this performing arts school. So
Now,
when the
you do music
opportunity
too, right,
presented itself,
Aaron?
yeah. I manage more so now. But I do have a rap album out called The Good, the Bad, the Golly. My stage name is Howie Doolittle. Um, I have a
I
multitude of
remember that.
group projects. Um, and I mean the music and the movie stuff kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And it ain't no stopping me, man. Like
No, it can't be, bro. It can't be. You know what I'm saying? Like you making real big thrives and moves for the DMV. You got your son on board, which is extra tight. You know what I'm saying? Like for this question for Timon, real quick. It's Timon.
Yeah.
What's your dream role? Like your dream role?
In
Do you want
terms
to
of
be?
acting,
Yeah, as far
or
as an actor.
um, to be honest, I don't really know. One day I want to possibly play like a comedic role and just do what I do, because I feel as though it come natural to me as long as I'm not forcing it. Like that's something I kind of have trouble with whenever anything
Like DC
mentally
Young
with me.
Fly. You don't want to force it like DC Young Fly.
No, just in general. Like
You know he be forcing
anything
it.
anything that I have to force, either like um whether that be like romantically, school wise, anything, I have to force to do
Romantically.
it doesn't come out like the right way, you know.
Nah, that's facts though. That's facts. You young. You already thinking about romantically how to approach it. Now, you do music as well. You
Hmm.
got any projects out?
Nah, I'm just an instrumentalist.
Oh,
yeah, he not a rap artist or singer or nothing like
he
that.
on the musical side. That's where
Hmm.
the money at.
Production.
Yeah, that's where the money at.
Production.
So like, so
He's in
Aaron,
he's in the band.
Yeah, Eastern
I'm not sure if you familiar with the Blue and White Marching Band in Washington
marching
D.C.
machine,
who is
Marching
it?
Machine. My bad.
Who
blue
is
and
it?
white marching machine.
Oh,
And they are a really highly prestigious marching band in the area. They win awards all over the country. They actually play with college bands and all that, and for a high school band, they is the truth.
nah, that's actually pretty lit. Like staying focused and staying on sharp, staying on point. So look, are y'all with SAG or any other agencies?
No, right now I'm non-union.
Yeah.
But I do plan on possibly eventually getting with a union because they have a lot of discounts when it comes to locations and being able to get what's the word
Placements and shit.
not placements permits.
Right. Yep.
Permits, getting permits to be able to film. Because I did all the Rise of the Go to Goons, maybe the most illegally way you can do.
I was about to ask you that. Like, was you the like we did a video shoot, right? And we wanted this one location, and when we got to the location, it was chained and gated. So we hopped the gate, went in, did the shoot, and then hopped the gate out.
Trust me, I know.
So like when you shooting like that, right? What obstacles do you come up with? Like, is there a lookout on the back to be watching for the
Okay. I got one. We did a scene in Rise of the Go to Goons at the hospital in Washington, D.C. We were on the grounds in the parking lot at the hospital, and soon as we got to filming, like midway through it, security come out. Y'all can't be doing that, man. Y'all gotta get off the property. Da da da. So then we gotta play, lawyer, man. Man, we just got this one scene to do. Get out y'all way in no time, man. We can see y'all on the camera, man.
I've been watching y'all on camera for 40 minutes.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So, but a lot of times, a lot of cats don't really bother us. You know what I mean? Like one of the scenes was really crazy where they actually had to pull out the prop gun and kill somebody, and the police was like right in the carryout in the facility.
Oh Lord!
So my actor Alan Muse. So my actor Alan Muse, who plays Smoke, he was nervous as hell. He was nervous as hell. He was like, "Man, you sure you want me to do this scene right here?" And he got damn police walking back and forth.
I would have
told you pull out a gun.
I would have said no.
But we got it done. But you know what really helps when it comes to filming? That big ass boom mic. That boom mic is like a big flag that lets everybody around where we're filming.
The right equipment get you away with anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like I learned that shooting videos. Like being an artist, right? Being an artist and being an actor, shooting videos and shooting movies. How do they correlate? And like what are some of the things that you bring from the videos to the movies or movies to the videos?
What I've been able to be blessed to be able to do with the movies and the music videos is having awesome score, having soundtrack pretty much already laid out. Like me writing the script, I'm like, all right, I know for a fact this song right here gonna fit this scene. So boom, I do the scene kind of like how I would do if I was to write a music video. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you'll kind of see it when you watch my TV series. You'll kind of see exactly what I'm talking about. Because I mean, this is gonna be like a music video more than a movie. Because we gonna have so much soundtrack, so much music. My artist DZ Boss, who also is Imprimis Beats, he does the score for the whole project. I mean, all creative music is made from scratch. So like even with the trailer music was made from scratch by DZ Boss. So just being blessed to have an artist on my team, being able to have Shortay, who's been my videographer for over 10 years, on my team, who matches my vision when it comes to shooting music videos. It just all came together. It was time.
It's crazy because you got a lot of artists that do movies or act, right? But they don't put music. They don't put their own music in their project. You, on the other hand, it sounds like you are doing that.
Now, I'm definitely taking the Master P route.
Are you ASCAP or are you BMI?
I'm BMI.
Now, do you run your publishing through your movies and things like that as well?
Well, with this project, I'm not taking none of the score credits. I'm leaving because I also opened the door for a multitude of artists that's not on my team to be able to submit music to be a part of the project. Because, like I say, at the end of the day, this is bigger than me.
Yeah.
So I didn't want this to be, it's just an HMG global project. It's this. No, I opened the door for
Everybody.
a multitude of artists to be able to submit music. If it fit the scene, if it fit what I need done, I'm adding it to the project. And all the thing is, like I say, I'm excluding royalties for me, as far as music. Everything will go to the artist. Any artist that submit music to me will get 100% royalties off of whatever's played on the movie. I won't get none of that.
Nah, that's actually dope. Like, I mean, you watch the show. I always try to tell artists or hip artists or bring stuff and ask people that's on my show like business questions to hip artists that's watching, so they understand like everything that you do. There is a way to survive off of it as an indie person, right? As long as you're doing everything that you got to do. Now,
Hey, your paperwork right.
Exactly, bro. Now, how many artists? I mean, how many actors and actresses are a part of this project?
Last time I tried to do a whole count, it was around about 30, 35 people.
Wow.
Overall.
Wow. I see Simone in there he counting all the actors and actresses.
Yeah, man. I got a mixture of artists, rap artists. I got a mixture of R&B artists. I got a mixture of non-artists, first time actors, people that's acted before.
Now you pick everything. You're like the director, the producer, and all that stuff.
Man, I'm director, producer, co-producer, casting director, boom mic holder. I've also acted in it.
All right, can I put you on the hot seat?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Grab a drink. Take a sip. You work with 30 actors. 30 actors and actresses. Who's your favorite to work with? And why?
Oh, man.
Hot seat.
Shit, I got quite a few of them, man, to be honest. Like, I had some folks really, really surprise me during the filming of Rise of the Go-To-Go's. But the one artist I think that really, really stood out to me was Jeremy, which is Antoine Evans. He plays the best friend of my son in the movie. He is a complete natural.
Okay.
He is a complete natural. Like, there was a lot of stuff non-scripted that he did that was like you just can't teach it. It comes so natural with him. I couldn't tell his dad enough how much it was a pleasure working with him. Like, I didn't really have no issues with him at all when it came to that camera being on, him knowing facial expressions, him knowing how to react in certain modes, certain moments. He just had it. He really had it.
Man, so I can't wait to see this season. When does it drop? Are you shooting it to Netflix, Hulu, Amazon,
We're going with Amazon Prime out the gate.
Smart.
Amazon Prime out the gate. The reason why I'm going with Amazon Prime don't take you through a lot of hoops and ladders and fire and brimstone just to get on their network. Plus, Amazon is where it's at right now. I mean, Amazon is on top of the world outside of Netflix when it comes to streaming. Amazon is right there, and but I do plan on, after getting on Amazon for maybe about 3 to 6 months, because I want a lot of traffic to just focus to one site. Yeah. But after that, I'm going to monopolize. I'm gonna hit Hulu, Crackle, all the major and small ones, Tubi, whatever, because I want it to be seen. I want this show to be seen. That's the whole.
You know what my new favorite? You know what my new favorite network is? They don't pay me or anything. But shout out to Zeus Network. I love that
Zeus.
fucking network, man. Ray J, king of that shit. Y'all already know. So look, we're about to cut up, right? And you're on the show. You're rolling with Sixxcess. It's like a session. We talk about
Okay.
things. And Jezebel, though, I cut up in this time of the show, right? But
Right.
Okay.
we gonna talk about some things. Let's get the big elephant out the room. Shy Glizzy,
Okay.
the king of the DMV, and Glizzy. It's the Glizzy Dog War. We got the Glizzy War going down in the city. Shy Glizzy and Glizzy. What do you think about that, Howie? Come on now, Aaron.
To
Come
be
on.
honest, man. To be honest, I'm so focused on positive right now. I really don't even know all the ins and outs about that. I really
Well, someone stole Aunt Glizzy's chain, and basically, Shy Glizzy was laughing or clowning him about it or something like that, if I'm
don't.
not
Mhm.
mistaken. Um, to me, I feel like Shy Glizzy really should be on some other stuff. Like, I think you shouldn't even be like, why would that even be something you would entertain at this point?
Man.
I felt like he shouldn't even like him laughing on live with the guy that supposedly took Aunt Glizzy's chain, or with Taliban or whoever Taliban is. I just think that's like childish and clown shit, to be
Yeah, it's
honest.
crazy because a
Haven't we
couple of
seen
years
this?
ago, Shy Glizzy got his chain snatched
Haven't
and
we
had
seen this before?
folks help him get his back.
Hmm.
Haven't we seen all this before?
Yeah, I like Aunt Glizzy though. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I be on his lives all the time watching. Like, he's hilarious, and if anyone doesn't like him, I know he annoys the shit out of him. He's
So my
annoying,
question is this.
funny.
This is my question, Jezebel and Aaron, because I've been gone away now since July. Is
Yeah.
well, since June actually. Is the crown for DMV up for grabs?
I got it.
I don't believe that he had it.
Oh, someone said I got it. Someone said I got it. Now you just a producer. We already established you don't make no bars. We already established that. So is the
I
crown up for grabs right now, or does someone have it? And if there is someone, who have we crowned the king of DMV?
I don't remember Shy Glizzy being crowned king of DMV though. When did that happen?
I think
Well,
it would still be Fat Trail.
Aunt Glizzy said that they had to check it through him. Shy Glizzy showed that the check-ins go through him. So we got to figure out something, y'all. The state of the DMV, because that brings me to my next segment: the state of the DMV music scene. What is going on in the DMV? Have you seen the new group? I invited you to it, Jezebel,
When?
on Facebook. The new group DMV Versus Series.
I'm going to
Oh
check it.
yeah, yeah,
I'm going to
yeah,
get in
yeah.
there.
What do you think about that group?
I mean, I feel like a lot of cats focusing on the wrong stuff. You got a few that's really trying to unite and do unity. I've tried to do unity early on in the DMV
No.
with
Yeah.
a lot of artists. The biggest issue I've noticed is a lot of egos, a lot of envy. Everybody want to be first. Nobody wants to really support like they should.
Mm-hmm.
Only and it's a popularity thing here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really a popularity thing. It ain't even about being a better artist for real. It's all about who people like more than others.
Yes. Now, to DMV's defense, we are bred that way by our whole community. If we reach outside that community and we take a trip downtown to the good town, government is down there competing with each other all day long. We turn on our radio and we can't get not one segment without a saying, and that was your number one record of the month. It ain't never just a smooth ride and the DJ playing some mixes. They always got to say, this is the 10th record, or the 10th record, 9th record, 8th record. And if you can call in with that 10 list, you get a nice little prize. So DMV is bred to compete. You know what I'm saying? Now, the thing about it is, I've been doing some research on the industry, right? Because I didn't get into the industry like most people got into the industry. I got into the industry through the back door, right? So I was like, when people were telling me things was that they were saying, I didn't kind of understand those things, right? Now, seeing in this DMV series, I'm realizing that it's not just a, um, it's not just a DMV thing. It's an indie artist thing. You know, um, we already know the artists that's taking care of their business, taking care of their paperwork, are the artists that's winning. The artists that's thriving. It's not just artists; it's anybody. The people that are taking care of their paperwork and taking care of their business are thriving.
Yeah,
I
lack of understanding the music business is the reason why a lot of cats fail.
Yes,
It's the biggest reason.
yes.
one of my biggest issues still remains that even with other areas, like I don't see a lot of our biggest artists doing features with DMV artists. Not even like little mixtapes on the side. You know, like it's always like it's about me, 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 me. Instead, like you could really just help out the whole area in turn would still help you out. I think I don't see
But
why anyone's not doing that. Like, what's
what's
the
crazy is
like? It's got to be
artists.
somebody here that you like, and it's not their responsibility to reach back and lift anyone up. But I mean, how else are we gonna dominate or like really get through the door if we're not helping one another?
Well, the thing about it is, what I've always said about the DMV, and I hear everyone's points, but the DMV to me has always been behind when it comes to anything as far as music and artistry goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and what I mean by that is there was a time when everyone in DMV was rapping like Jay-Z and them, and there was a time when they started rapping like everybody on the West Coast. So they started trying to hit the ATL swag, and now they're trying to hit this Chicago drill, New York drill, Chicago drill, and London drill swag. So
Basically, everybody sounding the same.
yeah, but like I said, it's because the industry. If we're battling at the door, right? If we're battling at the door let me play my song on the radio, DJ. Play my song in the club, DJ. But he done played the baby song every night, 10 times in a row. The next time I send that DJ a song, it might sound like the baby. Maybe he liked the baby. You know what I'm saying? And the worst part about it is what happens is that be the track the DJ will play. That will be the only time you'll get a response. So it's kind of like a gift and a curse in the DMV. And the worst part about it is it's kind of like everyone is battling for this piece of a crumb when it's a big old pie and everyone is running at one spot to eat.
The biggest issue, in my opinion, with DMV, one, we was late to the party due to go-go. A lot of cats in DC, and this is the honest history of it. Um, you was a Bama. You was considered a Bama if you was a straight up rapper in DC. If it was go go or nothing,
Yeah,
and like even cats like the first cat like DC Scorpio and Tony Blunts and them, they rap with the go-go groups. They rapped on go-go beats. And even when Stinky Dink did get signed by um Two Live Crew, Luke, next thing you know, he ended up going to jail like 2 months after signing a deal with them, and now all of a sudden now he's not going to get the shine that he deserved. He even claims to this day that Dawes Effect stole his rap style. Then you got Whooping Them, who was out, but he also has explained that when they was rapping that real shit, that Compton type rap style and all that, they had government officials at their door. Like, oh yeah, you doing XYZ? The government shut down DC when it came to speaking that real hip hop. They did not want DC to look like Compton, to look like New York.
You know what's crazy though, because we still not even acknowledging the real elephant, because yes, go-go is a real problem while we're out, but the reality is go-go was started because we were already ousted. We were ousted because of the drug game in the 80s. But a lot of people don't want to address that. You know, like that is the real reason why the DMV ended up on an island to where we had to make up our own music. Because when hip hop was getting started in New York and we wanted to ride up there and get a piece, and they was like, oh, hell no, DC boys, no, they're not robbing us. They're not killing us. Nope, nope. And then it went to LA and things like that, and they started branching, and they worked with New York, and they said, listen, those DC boys are gonna rob us. No. You know what I'm saying? So,
but they kind of put themselves in that boat because in the 80s, like you said, a lot of New York cats came down here with that hoo rah talk, and it rubbed especially a lot of Southeast cats the wrong way. Like, y'all ain't gonna come in our city and try to tell us how to do shit and think we gonna be some bitches. So it became a whole situation like, fuck all that. You talk all that woo shit and I'm gonna punch you in the mouth. And that's what ended up happening, you know.
In the 80s, it would shoot you in the mouth.
Exactly. And on top of it, DC has always had that stigma, and it's still to this day, of our own little swag. We had our own little swag, and a lot of females dig that shit. And the cats from other places hated the fact that they dig that shit. So that was another reason why DC always had that fucking bullseye on our back, because like it was just our swag that really was like big in every state we went to.
And every few years, the industry knows how to ruffle our feathers by plucking one from the area and telling us this is what we liked, not y'all. You know, and that one person that they pluck, they seem to always play right along because they move from the DMV. They don't bring anybody from the DMV. They don't put on anybody else from the DMV. They don't even collab with DMV artists. So it's like, all right, whatever.
Only person I feel as though didn't get a chance to really come back was Wale. They hated on Wale so bad.
Well,
to the point that I'm like, why would I want to? Well, I don't blame him for not wanting to help nobody.
Well,
I don't blame him.
How did he get where he was, though?
He had a lot of help. Don't get me wrong. And that's why he got a lot of the hate that he got, because a lot of cats did jump on the bandwagon to push him. But the thing was, once he even got a pinky toe into the door, they was mad that he wasn't helping them. I'm like, yo, he didn't have the ability nor the power to pull anybody at the time that you guys flipped the script. You didn't even give him the chance to get a full leg in the door before y'all was like, help me. What about me? I helped you. Oh, this record. It was crazy.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, you know how that shit go. You know, you can't promise people stuff and not deliver, right? And Wale was only unable to deliver because at that time he didn't understand the game, didn't understand the business. And Wale was always a pawn. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those first line warriors. He was the one on the front line. See how it works. If it works, we all gonna do it. But if not, then somebody else gotta try something different.
Wale was one of the first guys I can honestly say that I was kind of rooting for. Out of it, because I wasn't a big fan of Tabby Bonet. I didn't think he represented DC at all. In my opinion.
Yeah, he was trash. Right? He was his own thing. He was his own thing. That song put him on the pocket, played so goddamn much.
Pocket. Shit.
Look
I ain't gonna lie,
at
I wasn't on the Wale train when he came out either. I just didn't really care too much for his music.
Nah, look, I'm not gonna lie, right?
Till he changed his style.
Everybody know my story. I don't know if you know my story, about me and
no,
Wale.
I don't actually.
But I actually was rooting for Wale. Me and Wale were supposed to work together, and he came into DC. I gave him a shitload of music. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, look, let's pick one. Let's work on it. Let's get it out. So, of course, I meet Wale in the club. We seal the deal that we're gonna work. We don't do any paperwork. We lock it in the club, which I learned don't ever do any conversations over drinks and in the club, right? We lock it in. We're gonna work, and I'm like, bet, pick the song. Let me know. 2 weeks later, he dropping bait. Now, it wasn't me that brought it to my attention, but the fact that I had already put out the song online, a lot of people had brought it to my attention that he had taken the song and used it for himself. So with me,
but he is a little African, so
man, like I have a lot of
Nigerian. Don't put all Africans in that.
Hey, I got my own gripes with him. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, I ain't gonna talk about no Africans because Africans definitely love our show.
right.
So, but what I am gonna say is, Wale got me good. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't mad because I didn't understand the game then. You know what I'm saying? I was just thinking that my song made it. You know, like it got chosen. This was pretty dope, right? Mm-hmm. But it was a big deal amongst a lot of Sixxcess fans, and Sixxcess friends was really hot, you know. So that's my thing with Wale. It kind of got to the point where like I go into meetings and things like that, and there will be like I went into like for instance I went into meeting with Def Jam, right? And a friend of mine took me in to meet with him, and I'm sitting there and he's talking about, yeah, man, you remind me a lot of Wale. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, the modest me, because I don't hate on nobody, right? I'm like, yeah, Wale dope. And my friend who took me to meet, he said, no, correction. Wale reminds you of him. Because you guys didn't start liking Wale until after date. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, oh, you wrote bait? I was like, yeah, but I don't really talk about it. You know, it was nothing. Yeah. So let me ask you a question, Aaron. Legends. How are legends made today? I get a lot of slack for what I say about legends. But what you got to say about legends?
Oh man. To me, a legend is somebody that can take dirt and turn it into a masterpiece. You know, somebody that actually basically invents the wheel. Somebody that's not afraid of to be different. Somebody that's not the in the box cat. You know what I mean? Somebody that's not afraid to take a chance to either fail or win. You know what I mean? They take that chance, and a lot of cats today I noticed they're not risk takers.
Yeah, yeah.
So
do we have a legend, a DC legend?
Do we have some? We have quite a few DC legends.
Right.
In my opinion, we have quite a few. My thing is what they tend to do with their legacy is the downfall to a lot of them.
Now you know what's crazy for me, right? I have a real bad like certain words like trust, loyal, legend, those words and those like that puts a certain stigma of greatness on a person, those words bother me, right? Because I say you'll never know how much or how trustworthy, how loyal or anything a person was until they die, right? And a person's legacy can be tarnished up until they die. So they can always build on it or mess it up until they die, right? So it's like for example, Sean Taylor, a lot of Washingtonians, he's hailed a legend. Okay, now to me,
Legendary football player.
yeah, only because he died.
Nah, that dude was phenomenal, man. Even when he played, even when he played.
Let's, I don't know, I don't know, but what I do know is like Excess Tentacion, he's been hailed a legend, right? Pop Smoke has been hailed a legend.
Who said Pop Smoke was a legend?
The social media. Social media is everything nowadays.
Triple X, whatever his name is, was not a legend either.
Tentacion.
So I had to do some digging, right? Because
So
I
Mac
didn't
Miller,
want to sound like a hater. And I didn't want to be that guy anymore. So I took the liberty of actually looking up the word legend. And I gotta say, guys, I was wrong. You know, a legend, by old words, was a traditional story sometimes popularly regarded as historical but unauthenticated. That means it could not be proven. So it was like, whoo, right? Now, the new definition, an extremely famous or notorious person, especially in a particular field.
And
Now,
Sean Taylor definitely fit that before and after death.
but then that got me to thinking, bruh. Not only does Sean Taylor fit that mold, so do I.
Hey,
So do
I feel like I'm
you.
a living legend.
Hey, Jezebel. So do you. Look, hey,
We're
I'm
all
gonna
legends in our own right.
I'm stuck on the Triple X thing because I never really knew who he was until he died.
yeah, but he was able to jump into a field of people and they catch him, so that's popular. And no one wants to kill you. No one
Look
wants
at
to kill you young unless you're popular. I realize that. I be watching. Do you watch any of like so like when you watch movies or TV? Do you watch those docu series? Those like murder docu series? I watch a lot of those.
Yeah.
not me, not too much.
You never got just. You never got like in the middle of the night. You got finished watching maybe Law and Order, and then your remote is like, babe, where the remote? She's sleeping. You know she got the remote underneath her pillow because that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, babe, where the remote? And now you're stuck watching unsolved murder mysteries.
Yeah. I watched Unsolved Murder Mystery. Yeah.
So what I realize is all
Or
those people,
cold cases.
even when the person is like really poor or in a rural neighborhood and shit like that, they always when they tell the story about the murder, they always talking about how popular the person was and how well loved and how well known they were.
Right.
I realize people don't want to hurt you or do anything to you unless you're popular and well known. It's like,
Hold on. They don't want to do anything to you, meaning your life is more at risk if you're popular.
I
well,
understand.
that is obvious. I mean, let's take a trip down memory lane. Last week, people were talking about Robin Uzi Vert because he put a diamond in the middle of his head. Like they just found out he was rich when he put a diamond in the middle of his head.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, everybody hates great people for some.
Biggie,
Well, I don't think everybody,
Biggie said
but
it first, I guess, or whoever
yeah,
sample said it first. I don't know how that works.
yeah. I mean, you think about undefeated fighters, you think about greatest basketball players, football players. Everybody becomes a target once you're the great.
Yep,
Everybody,
yep,
everybody. They can't wait to see you lose.
yep.
They can't. So many people just cannot wait to see you lose.
Mm-hmm.
That generates the most money. That's why Mayweather was one of the richest boxers ever, because they just praying that he lose.
Yeah, but like it's crazy because thank God for Fast Stick. You know what I'm saying? And Fast Stick was a few years too late. You know, I used to never watch boxing after Mike Tyson, right?
Mm-hmm.
And really, I'm capping because I really never watched Mike Tyson because that's like for my parents. He was like my parents' boxer, right? So
Mm-hmm.
whenever Mike Tyson fight on, the parents will take you over to the fight parties and shit. But they all in there getting drunk and smoking and shit. You ain't got to go in the room. No kids in here. You ain't see the Mike Tyson fight. You know what I'm saying? Unless you had some
I
bugged
did.
out ass parents and shit. See, you probably had some cool parents.
Nah. I mean, I don't know how old you are, but I'm 42. So
I'm
my
not that
folks.
old. I'm not that old yet, thank God. But I'm trying to get there.
So So I grew up with Mike. I grew up watching Mike, and I remember my uncle almost jumping through my aunt's glass table when Mike Tyson got knocked out by Buster Douglas.
Ah!
Like, he was just so happy to see Mike lose. You know, it was just like overjoyed just to see Mike lose. Like, and the same thing with Muhammad Ali, same thing with Michael Jordan. People just, they just can't. Oh, I can't. I'm tired of him winning all the time.
Bro, nah, it's
I'm tired of him
crazy.
winning. I got haters like that now. They mad at me because I smile on social media. What the fuck he got to smile for? And I'm like, what? Like, really?
But
Y'all, like, it's crazy.
speaking of the haters that love to hate on social media, right? You follow me on social. You follow me on Facebook,
Yeah, definitely.
and you have partaken in a couple of my exploits at times.
Yeah.
Now, I call it, you know, I call it engaging because I am a sharer. You know what I'm saying? And I've learned now because I used to share everything like it was cool, right? But now I only share the things that either tickle my funny bone, right, to the core, or I know will spark a conversation.
Right.
So I guess I have been called a troll.
Right.
Now I heard your son Timon say that he's a troll,
Oh, he's a complete asshole.
and I am learning the art of trolling. So, hey, I don't know if Jezebel has gotten the art of trolling yet. She still doesn't come on Facebook and partake in my exploits. You
I'm
know.
about to. I'm about to delete one page. I'm about to just delete my other page and just have one so I can
Yes, just delete it. Come on over and cut up over on Facebook. That's what we do. We cutting up. But tell me your best troll moment. And I like the moment where you knew you was trolling and you loved it. And it just drove you.
The best troll moment I had was when I had a conversation with atheist, and but she was I think I forget what she called what the term is for. She was like open to any sexuality.
Pansexual.
Pansexual. She said she was pansexual, right? I
I
was
just
like,
learned that word.
huh?
I just
You
learned
say
that
what?
word on Showtime.
Yeah. So she was like, she's pansexual, right? So I was like, oh, so you fucking Scooby Doo, right? so I just went straight bestiality on her, right? So she was in her feelings. I'm not messing with animals, but you open to any sex.
Yeah.
You open to all sexuality. So I mean, you should be open to bestiality. That means you fucking the dog.
And
so she was straight up mad with me, talking about, and then I was like, oh God, she's like, I don't know what's so special about your God. Da 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 da. And then she got all in her feelings and all that. Well, I gave it to her, man. It was terrible. And then she got to talking about, you're fat shaming and you're saying all this idiot stuff. When I was younger, I wanted to kill myself and I tried to slit my wrist and all this other wild shit. And I'm sitting here like, yeah, and I'm like, you really want me to have some sympathy for the dumb shit you was doing as a youngin', but at the same time, you don't believe in no religion. So what does it matter? You die today, tomorrow, whatever. In your mentality, doesn't matter. You're living a purposeless life.
Now, that technically isn't trolling because you just bombed her. I mean, that. Did you go to Facebook jail for that?
No, she unfriended me, of course.
I mean, she definitely unfriended.
I've been to Facebook jail quite a few times.
Unfriended you, Aaron. And she's not gonna want to be your friend anymore after you. Let me sum this up. Let me sum up what I heard here. There was a fat atheist who thought about killing herself when she was younger, and now she's a pansexual who you believes fucks dogs.
Yes.
You're blocked. That gets you blocked all the time, man. That gets you. So my recent troll this week was Russell Wilson saying that his biggest fear was losing his wife.
To this year.
Now, what do you think about that, Jezebel?
His biggest fear is losing his wife?
Yes, Russell Wilson, the starting quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks.
My thing is losing her how? Like by death or just period? Because I don't think you should think to lose her, so I don't see them ever breaking up if he really wants to be with her.
Or did he? You know, these rich people be doing some freaky shit behind the door that you don't hear about until later. So
I think that's sweet. I think that's very sweet that he says that. I would want my husband to feel the same way about me.
And see, that's what all the women were saying on my page. They like, I was called. One woman asked me who hurt me, and I started to run down the list of names, but I was like, I don't got time for all that. You know what I'm saying? But I just looked at it differently. I'm a football fan, right? And I'm one of those guys who wished that I could have gotten into the NFL. You know, if only it wasn't for a woman and myself, you know, I might have had a shot. But Russell Wilson, I'm his wide receiver, or I'm his running back, or I'm his defensive back, or I'm his coach. And every season we're lining up to get to the Super Bowl. But his fear is losing his wife. Well, my fear is not winning this damn Super Bowl, son. That's my biggest fear.
But he won the Super Bowl, so
one Super Bowl don't make you a Super Bowl winner. That make you Trent Dilfer.
No. I mean, Trent Dilfer did win the Super Bowl, but Trent Dilfer definitely didn't win the Super Bowl the same way.
Okay. Let's break this down. Just I don't know how into sports you are. So we may go into a man cave section here, okay?
Okay, no problem.
Bear with us. But Aaron, hear me out, okay? Russell Wilson played for the Legion of Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Trent Dilfer played for possibly the best defense I ever seen. We probably ever gonna see it in history.
Yeah, the Ravens.
Russell Wilson managed the game, managed to get a touchdown, but depended on his defense to win the game. Trent Dilfer managed the game, depended on his defense to win the game. Now, Super Bowl champions, they both got one. Where am I not? How didn't they win it the same way? How did they win it the same way?
Because one, this man pretty much saved them all the way up to the Super Bowl. Trent Dilfer pretty much just rode the defense's coattails all the way. The way.
Might I add, because I did forget one key point, in both Super Bowls, the Ravens with Trent Dilfer and the Super Bowl with Russell Wilson, the one in which he won, both Super Bowls, the linebacker was the MVP.
Okay. But my man Russell Wilson went back-to-back Super Bowls.
And you're right. And he tried to prove that he wasn't a Trent Dilfer, right?
Yeah.
And he ended up throwing the ball to the wrong man on the 1 yard line.
Nah, that wasn't his fault. That was the play call. That was the play call. That was the play call. They didn't run lit.
They should. We all know why they didn't run it, though, yeah? You know why they didn't run it. Let's come on, we're in the man cave. We're in the man cave. We're in the session. Right. They didn't run it because Beast Mode was on his way out. Russell Wilson was a rising star, and we got to make this man earn it now. He failed.
Yeah, they thought they was gonna catch the Patriots off guard. It
no,
didn't
they
work.
didn't. No, they didn't.
Right.
They thought that Russell Wilson was gonna make a play and be able to play outside of himself.
He didn't know that his receiver was going to allow the defensive player to run basically through him and get the interception.
They said, we playing against Tom Brady. And let me tell you what you're going to do. You're going to outpass Tom Brady today. You're going to beat Tom Brady. And he said, I'm ready, Pete. I'm ready. You know how he do. That's how he talk all high. I'm ready, Pete. Slick his hands, those hands, shit. Went on the sideline with his greasy ass hands because he got all that grease in his head. And threw that duck pick. So that's what he get. So
definitely wasn't. I do not blame the quarterback for that interception, not one bit.
No. So look, man, video games. You into video games?
Depends on the video game.
We're trying to get Jezebel to get PS4 at least.
Dude.
Call of Duty going. Get some Call of Duty.
Go to combat.
I'm not a first-person shooter. I'm a Grand Theft Auto sports guy.
So you heard the news that Ncaa is coming back.
It's coming back, yes.
You know,
yes.
I cried when I heard that news.
Why?
Well, I for one, that's like one of my favorite franchises.
Okay.
Now, what was your favorite NCAA sports game?
It's crazy because I've never been a college sports person at all. Only time I really rooted for college sports was when my cousin Josh Morgan was playing for Virginia Tech, and before he came to the pros.
Before he came to the who?
Before he came to the pros, he got drafted by San Francisco and played for the Washington Redskins as wide receiver.
Man, that's tight.
Yeah, he went to H.D. Woodson. I followed him through his whole college career at Virginia Tech, but then right after that, I lost interest in college again.
Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, right? I was always big in college games. Of course, when Michael Vick played at VTech, I loved the football, but my best one is the basketball. You know, that joint just had that momentum bar, the best, like everything.
Okay. Yeah, I was all the issue I had with college is the fact that I don't like getting my hopes up. You end up rooting for somebody through college all the way, then they get to the pros and can't catch a cold. You're like, what happened? Like, prime example, Lyman Swede. I just knew Lyman Swede was gonna come from Texas and kill the league. He got to the Pittsburgh Steelers and couldn't do nothing.
Yep. You remember Carlos Rogers? You remember Carlos Rogers?
Yes.
Oh,
Garbage.
mm.
Garbage. I'm like, how did that happen?
All I
How did
remember is the commercial he made when he got drafted, and I was like, damn shame, this boy's stupid. You know what I'm saying? Damn shame. So you saw the
he played
weekend
with
performance?
Megatron? Come think about it.
You saw the weekend performance at the Super Bowl?
Oh Lord.
Don't you do that to the best Super Bowl performance ever? Woo! I can't feel my face without you. That's all I was singing.
He's
You know what I'm saying? Listen,
terrible.
crap.
Terrible.
Are
They
you
did that man dirty.
You
They did
serious?
that man dirty.
Sales
The
is up.
sound system was bad. Everything.
Oh,
It was bad. That was a
sound
bad.
system. I had my surround sound on. I didn't hear the sound system in there.
The sound system was bad. The little joint where he was in the mirror and they kept going in his boogers and stuff. Like it was bad. It was bad.
All right. So confession. When that was happening, me and my daughter was dancing, so I didn't really
Watch it.
see the boogers. It was a great performance. I love it. His sales was up 385%. And guess what, y'all? We got some good news in Black History Month.
What's that?
Mark Cuban says he will stop singing the national anthem at his games.
He be singing the national anthem. Thank
Well,
God I don't watch that.
They will stop singing it. There will be no more playing of the national anthem.
I thought the league forced them to have to do it though.
Well, Mark Cuban said, "Fuck the league. He ain't doing
Hold
it.
on. No more at the games?
No more national anthem."
Why?
Well, because it's fucking racist.
Yeah, they say that the national anthem is got a lot of racist slurs in it or whatever, racist undertones.
Well, I don't know how true this is, but I heard it was written by a black man.
They tell us that when they want us to believe something.
Man, the national anthem is the most gangster song in the world. like, could you imagine every night? Like, what if I'm thinking that there's some rich white kid that dissected those lyrics and went to Mark Cuban and said, "Excuse me, sir, but I don't want the bomb blazing in air while I'm sitting there doing nothing." And they stopped the racist shit. But they said because, of course, he has a majority black team, and they have offense to it. They're offended by the playing of the national anthem, and he hears their cries, and he's going to reach out and touch someone and answer those prayers and stop playing that. Do you think the rest of the league is going to follow?
Nope.
Yep. Yes, it does. That is the worst, most
somebody Izzy person said that the third verse is racist.
Hey, I want to know if we can get you to narrate those names at the bottom when they come up for the rest of the show.
Is dirty.
Going to be calling them Izzy person. And
my bad. No. I just had to go back. It came through. Is dirty. It was is dirty. My bad.
Hey,
I had to small in my shot. No, nothing against you.
Aunt your mama syrup.
Young. They changing the name.
Aunt your mama.
Erasing her legacy.
To that sister good. They changed it to that sister good pancakes. I reckon that be the name. Now, but what's the new name gonna be?
The something company.
But you know what? Okay, so it's amazing how all this Black Lives Matter stuff has all this black hidden racist shit underneath of it that we never knew about. I never knew that Aunt Jemima was a racist
slur
and taken from someone like that. I never knew that.
I didn't know it either. It is now called the Pearl Milling Company.
The Pearl Miller. Now,
Milling Company.
Is that Aunt Jemima's real name? Because I would really like to know that her name was Aunt Pearl. Back in the 40s, Aunt Pearl sounds a lot better than Aunt Jemima. Now, I'm not
Pearl
gonna lie to you.
Milling Company.
I'm not gonna lie to you, young. I'm going to skip over that box.
What about
I'm
the
not gonna
syrup?
pick up. I refuse to pick up that box.
It still got her picture on it though.
Where her
It's
picture
her
at?
picture off.
It's not
Oh,
her
there ain't her
picture
picture in the
little.
little
Let me
on
see
the
what the
shirt.
picture they put. Let me see the picture they replaced it with.
I thought I saw her picture on the shirt.
Oh my God! They replaced it with a racist building. Is that where all the slaves worked? I'm just saying. I'm just saying,
That's
y'all.
crazy.
So, what you know what that Aunt Jemima joint? Like, because, all right, so what are some companies that you knew were using racist logos and you still supported them?
They said Uncle Ben's rice. Is it Uncle Ben's or is no? The man from Cream of Wheat.
It's racist?
They said that man resembles an old black chef or something, and it's racist.
Hey,
They say that dude,
When does it
and
though? When
the
does it?
Arizona can sweet tea can is on a plantation.
yeah, and that's the KKK.
Wow.
KKK company, I think.
I remember
But
the Tennessee Troops was supposed to be Ku
allegedly,
Klux Klan.
the Timberlands is supposed to be allegedly some KKK shit.
Tommy Hilfiger.
Man, Tommy Hilfiger. What about your man Polo? He openly said, "Hey, this ain't for niggas."
Yeah,
That was a long time ago, though. I think he changed his tune.
yeah, of course he did. His sales went down.
Well, he probably changed his tune in public, but he probably still be like this. Hey, niggas won't
I
like
didn't
this.
make that for them niggas.
Yeah, niggas won't like this. So look, man.
They ain't no different than your boy from Chick-fil-A,
What the owner?
the president of the company. Yeah, he say he don't care too much for blacks, but he
Well,
give
They
them
he's
don't
a
jobs.
Christian.
care much for gays either.
He's a
Yeah, yeah.
Christian. He's a Christian, so I don't.
What that got to do with anything?
I don't.
Christians aren't racist all the way. I don't think.
Yeah, they
No,
use the book. They
all the
use the
way.
book as a
See, like
tool to
this,
keep
right?
black slavery
Christians is this.
or
It's,
enslaved, and then
Christians are they not racist. They like bigots a little bit. They believe it's that they're better and higher and their way or no way and everything like that. But what I realize is the new Christians are not the same as the older Christians. The newer Christians are more like looking for loopholes and ways to still get to heaven, but do what they want to do in the same process. So that's the new Christians. They be like, yeah, so God said we can't do that when the sun down or up.
I mean, also it's into everyone's interpretation. Like, homosexuality. Like they use the New Testament,
Yeah,
and
listen.
as
Hey,
opposed to the Old Testament, because it can be maneuvered to the way that suits and fits, and that's forgiving for all. So it's really a deep rabbit hole that we don't need to go into. But let's talk about karma.
let's
Rolling
talk.
Ray had a seizure.
Is he alive?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Man, Roland Ray been having a bad time since he been going on people's stuff.
He said, karma came back again. I'm so tired of winning, or something like that, along those lines.
Now, do you know who Roland Ray is?
I don't even know who that is.
He's a DC legend.
Rolling Red.
Roland Ray.
Rolling Ray.
Rolling Ray.
Only the most popular and famous guy in a wheelchair.
Bruh, I
have no clue who that is.
I watched this episode on Divorce Court and it was
oh my gosh, that shit had me dying.
Amazing. So this time for the Sixxcess Express question of the day. And I'm gonna let you take a stab at this first before I jump in here, okay? Do all artists have to sign away their masters and publishing?
Do all artists have to sign away their masters and publishing?
Yes.
No.
Just a simple no. You're not gonna take a stab at that question.
It's no. You don't have to do that. One, if you're an independent artist, you definitely don't have to do it. And two, if you are aware that they're trying to put that into your contract, you could definitely negotiate it.
Now, I'm gonna sip my water before I get into these here questions because this question was interesting the way it was brought up, right? It was brought up to me in an argument to form. So let me say that in one word. It was brought up to me in an argument form, right? And his initial post was, if you're an artist, this post is for you. These major labels are buying up all the leased beats from BeatStar and SoundClick so they can keep their foot on your neck as an indie artist trying to come in the industry. Stay strong. Keep grinding, indie artists, and don't give up. And I asked him, what the hell are you talking about, son? That was me trolling, But then he goes, you name me an artist that's in the industry that doesn't have to sign away his masters in publishing. And I asked him, I said, well, that's not the question that you want to ask me. Name an artist that didn't sign away his publishing the master. And I'm sure I can name a lot of artists that didn't sign you the way
Right.
master. But are you asking me about mainstream artists? Like,
Or independent artists.
As an artist, you have to ask yourself that one question. Do I want to be mainstream? Because if that answer is yes, or if that answer is no, it saves you a lot of headache, right? Now, if that answer is yes, get ready for the headache roller coaster. I asked Google this week, what is too old to rap? Google has some interesting things to say. I also asked Google, what is too old to start rapping? And I think that when I asked Google what is too old to start rapping, it gave me a more detailed answer. I found out that there was artists rapping at 50, 60, some are almost 70 years old, still hitting the stage. But
it depends on your fan base.
Yeah, it definitely does. Remember when I asked about how I was about to starting, because that's the trick now. Everyone is just starting to rap. And that thing said, if you're over 18, it's too old to start rapping.
Oh, wow.
Then it goes even further and says, if you're 28, don't even think about starting to rap. Now, I asked myself an interesting question because I started rapping at about 22, right?
Right.
And when I started rapping, it wasn't even a thing for me to even want to start rapping. I was always writing first, right? And then one of my friends said, yo, you should rap. And I was like, well, yeah, you should rap, bro. That should probably be tight. I was like, oh, cool. All right, let me do it, right? But when I started looking into like reaching out to labels and shit, that's when I started realizing that that's when things get tricky. Like you said, Ern, there's contracts. One contract I was offered, I was very excited. And I mean, I invited these people into my home for tea. For fucking tea.
Right.
And while I'm sitting there reading over this contract, I see a little section said they required me to do A and D. Now, I asked myself at a very young age, hey, what's A and D? I didn't want to sound retarded like I didn't know, so I pulled out my handy dandy Google phone and I said, what's A and D on the thing? And I said, artist and development. So as I look back up and I said, hey, why do I gotta go through artist development? You know, they gave me their spiel. All I heard was they want to shelf me, right? So I was like, no, I'm not gonna sign. Get the fuck out of my house. You know what I'm saying? That's how I went too, right? It's like, calm down, Sixxcess. Calm down. Get the fuck out. You know? That's how I went. So then I come up the line later and I get offered another deal. And this deal was pretty lucrative, right? And I called my pops and I was very excited. See, my pops was at the time a manager at the time, right? And he had all of my business because I was not about reading contracts. He said they only want to give you a certain amount and that's not enough. He said you'll go through that just with production. I said, oh, well, no deal. That deal went on. And then it comes to another deal I had, and they had all these stipulations of what they wanted me to do in which to secure the deal. You know what I'm saying? Now, for me, it was about O's on that deal because I was like, hey, I could do all these things to secure the deal, but these O's got to come up a little bit more, right? Being a little greedy, but nevertheless, I knew to read the contract. But now I learned something called publishing and mastering, right? And I'm learning, all right, what is a master? A lot of artists don't even know what a master is, you know? But what is a master? That is the actual recording, the actual track, the stems, some would say. All
The file, the original file.
Nitty gritty. Now artists say, well, I don't want to give the label my master. Well, don't use the label studio. I mean, it's quite simple how things can work.
Hold on, wait, slow down. So the labels be trying to keep the masters if you record at a studio provided by them.
Well, labels will keep the masters of a session recorded at their studio.
Yeah.
Why are you giving me the angry eyes?
I'm sorry, it's the light. It's the light. It's the light in my face. It's the light in my face.
I'm just joking, but yeah, I understand.
But yes, they will.
That.
And a lot of artists, when they sign, labels will stress them to get into their studios and work with their producers and things like that. And all of these things are usually in production deals and things like that go to the producer to finish your album and things like that. And that's how an artist ends up working with a producer, not having to pay that producer, but getting a project with that producer. Now,
and that's the thing that a lot of artists make the biggest and dumbest decision with is they don't understand nothing is free in the music business. And everything that you're doing, you're getting billed for it. If you're under a label.
Even indie.
Yep.
You know,
nothing is free.
And the problem with a lot of indie artists is they think that when I sign on the dotted line, I'm good to go. You know, and they think that it because, oh, the label's going to put me in the studio, I'm good to go. Oh, the label's going to find me a producer to work with me, or I'll have to be able to pick through a roster through that label. Now, there was a long time ago when J. Cole was saying when he signed with Def Jam in the beginning, he felt as though that was going to allow him the opportunity to work with Kanye West. He walked into the studio where Kanye West was working, and he started to spit some bars, which Kanye West says were some of the dopest bars that he had heard. He then asked J. Cole, what did he sign for? J. Cole told him he signed for $200,000 or something at the time. Kanye West said, oh, this the $2 million budget studio. J. Cole packed up his freestyles and walked on out. So these are things that artists don't understand. Now, as an indie artist, you pay for your label, you pay for your studio time, you pay for your things like that. A lot of y'all out here are capping. Y'all don't have your publishing already. Let's just clear the air. They don't have their publishing already. But the first thing they say is, I don't want to get rid of my publishing. You've been an artist for 5 years and ain't got your publishing now. Let the label have it. That's just Sixxcess talking. That's just Sixxcess talking. But
either that or research and find your own publishing.
Yeah. But let me explain to
I
you.
wouldn't say do your own publishing, because with doing your own publishing, that means you're gonna do all the work. You got to
Yep,
do all the promoting. You got to do
yep.
all the pushing. You got to do all the calls. You got to build up all the relationships. You got to do all of
Boy, make me shout. You know you're gonna make me shout. Listen, you're absolutely right.
that.
Because
So
like I said, like I started this off, you gotta ask yourself, where do you want to go? You know what I'm saying? Because artists, when a label signs you, you want them to sell your music. You surely don't want your music to sit on a shelf. So you want them to sell your music. You want them to make you competitive. You want them to show why they signed you. Well, like my man Ern said, that comes with a little piece of pie. Come with a little cake. Come with some dough cheese. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can Birdman it, walk in there with $100 million and slap it on the table and say, look, this is what it's gonna be. But a lot of y'all ain't got $100 million lying around. You know what I'm saying? A wise man once said, and I said this story before, that indie artists, it's numbers. This is a numbers game. You got one artist, and you're that one artist. And I'm talking to DMV artists because y'all don't like to click up and let everybody work. Like Ern said, like Jezebel said, when y'all click up, it's got to be one star and everybody else behind them. And the rest of y'all just play your role. But y'all don't create numbers. There's not everybody dropping a project. There's not everybody controlling the publishing for the whole label. It's not everybody getting their writers credits and getting their PROs and stuff like that. So then you start asking yourself, how do we start making noise or getting with the label? Well, knowledge is power, but too much knowledge can create a problem. Listening to my show will actually have you self-sufficient and yes, surely able to run a label and or be a full-blown artist. I mean, I tell everyone all the time, I've been running G-Dog Music Group right now since 2010. You know what I'm saying? Since 2010. And if I would have known everything that I know now, then who knows where I'd be right now? Who knows? But where I've gotten in the last 2 years since I've applied everything that I've learned, I got a pretty good idea. You know, I don't like to like just be talking about anything and everything. I like talking about music. I like talking about advancing. But what I'm really learning is I like seeing other artists grow. I like seeing other people grow, right? And I hate seeing dreams deferred. So when I see someone online saying, I don't want to sign because I had to sign away my masters and my publishing, and I'm like, well, do you want mass success? Or do you just want to be able to sustain on your own? Because if you want to sustain on your own, then no, you don't sign away your publishing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't sign away your masters. And you put your money where your mouth is. You got to invest in your marketing. You got to invest in your distribution. You got to invest in your whole rollouts. You got to invest in your videos and things like that. Your producers, your publicists, your whole shebang. Everything that you don't know of, you got to invest in.
the one
So,
thing people fail to understand is in this music business, the recording process is like 1% of everything. Just getting in the booth and recording, that's one thing. It's so much more to the music business than
yep,
putting out a song.
yep. I've been
There's
telling a
so
lot
many
of people,
songs that's out here that just sitting and not being heard due to the fact of faulty mismanagement and bad marketing and promotion and
yes,
just not having the relationships built with the right places in the right at the right time. And one of the biggest things me as a manager and I always preach to artists is I cannot teach you to be popular.
Yep.
I cannot. That's one of the biggest, that one it
Now
factor.
you
That
said
thing is
popular.
real.
You
Yeah,
said popular, right?
yeah. I
And
can't teach you to be popular.
the set, like, so, like, this is the funniest. This is the funny thing, right? Popularity is created.
Yeah.
It can be.
I mean, hear me out. Lizzo was doing her thing. Apparently, 2 years later, the record labels pick her up, and now everyone knows her because
Right.
the engine they put behind her. You know what I'm saying?
But you notice lately, a lot of the people that's been blown up within the last 10 years, they pushed them negatively to get a name.
Yes.
It's never been since Lizzo, what's his name? Snitch 6ix9ine, um,
But
Lil Pump. It's all been, they all got this formula where they come off getting negative um feed before they get
well,
popped.
you know why that
Trinidad
how that
James.
started. You know how
Cardi.
that started. The
I was gonna
phrase
go
that
get
was
her in
coined,
there.
bad publicity is good publicity, spoken by the great Kanye West.
Well, he got that from Easy E.
And he was another great. But the industry does not promote good. And good gets swept under the rug. And the problem is that's just the tabloids and the news. But popularity, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, shit. You take a kid, you take a bummy ass kid, you buy him a nice car, you buy him some jewelry, you put him up dressed. I use the term put a wig on the pig and teach it to do a jig, then everyone will look. You know what I'm saying? And if you understand, a lot of people look at the world and social media like they're the same. And that's where a lot of people really make a big mistake. In my mind, in my opinion, IMO, when people get online and say, oh, I'm just going to create this profile and put this on here, and everyone I know is going to look at it. Like, I've heard people say, I don't know this person, they must be fake. This
That pisses me off every time I hear people say stuff like that. I never heard of them. So just because you never heard of somebody, that makes them irrelevant. I really can't stand when people do that. I really can't. Just because who made you the judge, jury, and executioner of what should be hot and what shouldn't be not?
that's
Like
almost as
I
worse.
don't like that.
That's almost as worse as the one when, oh, he came out of nowhere and now he's on.
Mm-hmm.
I had to ask a question. What is on?
To a lot of people, on is somebody getting a deal.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because a lot so because that is how I interpret it too. He has to have a deal to be on. But then it be these same people that say, wait till I get on, it's going to be a problem. But these are the same people that are saying, I will never take a deal.
One, the music industry is very, very oversaturated. Sometimes I wish the music industry would go back to people not being able to record at home. Sometimes I wish it was back to where it costs thousands of dollars to record in the studio. Because now the fans are the so-called artists. So everybody it just messed up a lot of the money. It messed up a lot of the real from the fake. You got folks that don't give a damn about actually becoming a recording artist. They just happy to be able to ride around and listen to themselves in the car.
That's real, for real, bro. Like, to me,
it's oversaturated.
That's the evolution of it, right? Because it's like, all right, beforehand, an artist was like, oh my God, the artist is coming down. Like, there's an artist coming into town. But now it's like, he's an artist? Okay, so's my cousin. And my brother. Okay, so what? Big deal. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, now it's like, how can we get to the next level? Because it's like, all right, we're all gonna be in the club, but how can I get to Fillmore? You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because as soon as you see a nigga on the Fillmore, the first thing you be like, oh, that nigga getting it. You know what I'm saying? And then like me being the person that talks to a lot of artists, I'm like, damn, son, you was on the Fillmore, so I know that shit was lit. I know you got paid. And then they say, nah, I can get paid. I should have got paid. I said, it's the Fillmore, man.
He didn't get booked.
Pay to open up for big artists,
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, me personally, I can tell you what. Any artist that is paying to open up for a big name artist and not getting paid, you've not only not maximized your opportunity, you've just thrown away money. You know?
I say that same thing about mixtapes.
To get on features on mixtapes?
On features on mixtapes, giving away your talent, giving away your music. Now, I don't mind a demo, but to put out 20 songs and 15 songs that you could have made original tracks and actually made something off of.
So you don't like mixtapes, period.
I've never been a big fan of it.
Even if it's not a remix, because I know a lot of mixtapes people are like singing or rapping on other people's beats. What about original mixtapes?
If it's original, why would you make a mixtape?
For the fans. Like, I think
for the fans, if they real fans, you put that original track, put that out on Tidal, put it on iTunes, and make a profit.
Let me tell you why.
Why give it away? If you're gonna give something away, give a demo, maybe 2-3 songs. That's what EPs are for, not LPs.
Now, let me tell you why I disagree with that, Aaron. Right?
Okay.
Because it's like this, right? As an artist, I feel like this. As an artist, if you say to yourself, I want to be an artist, that's all you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know a lot of artists, grant you, the artists that like still work their jobs and 9 to 5 and things like that, I agree with you. They should not be just making mixtapes if they're spending money to go into the studio or shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They need to actually invest in the album so they can get out of this situation. But now, I do feel like artists that are always doing it, like the artists that may drop an album every, let's say 3 albums a year, right? Or let's just say 2 albums a year. That's a consistent artist. Now, at the end of the day, you're going through stuff every day and you're having to express yourself every day. And this is your job to just make music. You know what I'm saying? So if you're with ASCAP or if you with BMI and you know the business, like as an ASCAP artist, if I go up there and say, oh, I want to remake this Future song just for, like Jezebel said, for my fans, and because I want to show that, all right, this is what I would have done on this Future beat, I know now ASCAP is going to pay me as well for featuring or doing a cover song of an ASCAP artist. You know what I'm saying? So now
you're going to monetize that track, basically.
I'm just building up my portfolio, up my catalog.
Right.
Because there may be a night when I get on stage and I may fucking be in Future City. You know what I'm saying? And Future ain't in the jump, but I know it's a bunch of Future fans in there. I may drop that Future track that I just did. Just for the hell of it, because I know it's in the city. Now, what's that gonna do is take all those Future fans and have them telling Future, this nigga bumping your shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna lead.
Hopefully.
Well, hopefully. In today's world, we control that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like back in the day when you had to run a nigga down and be like, yo, check out this video I did last night. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't gotta call it up no more. Like now, like we control everything that happens. So when I be like, when I see artists doing mixtapes and they are doing like actually like remakes of songs out, I'm like, I bet. What that's showing me is this artist is working. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes the mixtapes you're a little bit more free to say whatever. You know what I'm saying? But albums, I don't think artists have that freedom to make a good album. There has to be structure. There has to be some type of conscious direction for that album. There has to be some type. You don't want to be making an album all over the place. You see what I'm saying? Has to follow a theme and shit like that. When you title it, all that stuff goes with the theme. With a mixtape, I mean, like a Lil Wayne, when you name enough sellers, and you got a pop song on it, a motherfucking rap song on it, a rock song on it, a country song on it. You can just be more free to expand your shit and give it to your fans. And y'all definitely make sure y'all go check out The Rise of the Golden Goon, man. That joint looks like it's gonna be amazing. Now, when is that coming out again, Aaron?
We looking to have it come out late May, early June.
Yeah,
Late May, early June. We're in the editing phases now. Getting all the music, everything together. Looking to have it on Amazon Prime. No later than June. Unless some technical difficulties happen.
Like now, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like when I saw you initially post that, I was like, yo, I gotta bring him on my show. This is fucking dope. You know what I'm saying? Like,
thank you, man.
The Renegade movie, I saw that. I had them on the show before. Shit like that shit was dope. But like I like when I see like people on the indie level, but people that's young and black taking initiative and jumping into this pool that is like a free pool for us to all swim in. Mm-hmm. You know, taking advantage of all the opportunities and taking advantage of everything that's like right there in front of us to go and get. You know, acting and making music is really in the same realm. You know, we all face the same obstacles. We got
yes, sir.
We got
shoot the movie joint. Even I'm learning that it's even more. It's a lot more like grimy. It's a lot grimy. I mean, music. The music joint is grimy, but that movie thing grimy, man. Like everybody want their palm grease, man, and May can't even do much for you. $5,000 off bucks, $10,000 off bucks, just because they did a project or something. You know what I mean? Just to put my name on it, man. You gonna give me $5,000? Like, wow,
that's bullshit.
Yeah. It's a hard knock life.
I can't lie to you, like, you know, like some of that stuff. It discourages the shit out of you when you like trying to get up and people is like doing that shit. But like when you realize if your due diligence and you realize, hold up, I didn't even need that. I didn't even need him. I didn't even need her. You know what I'm saying? It's like fuck. And
that's why I like the folks that actually in my circle that has reached down and looked out. Like shouts out to Mitch Creedle, Romeo. You know, those are folks that has done projects and they've like really reached down to me or hit me up in my DM. Like when you ready to do XYZ, hit me up and I'll show you how to navigate this, that, and the other to bypass this, that, and the other. So I'm like, man, I can't say this enough, man. This whole adventure that I'm going through right now is bigger than me.
Yeah,
it's bigger than me, and I know this because if it was all me, it probably wouldn't even got done.
Man,
it probably
like
wouldn't even got done.
People ask me, yo, Six, why you give away free game? Why you give away free game? And I'd be like, bruh, when you really moving and you really doing everything and you know what's right, like all your friends, Romeo, and you said Mitch, you know what I'm saying? When you moving and you doing your shit right, you realize that brother getting it does not affect me getting it.
Right.
And it only makes me look better if we all going out and getting it, as opposed to he ain't getting it. You know what I'm saying? So like,
and that's and you want to know another reason why the DMV scene got kind of messed up when we did have a little bit of momentum going after Wale and all that. You had a lot of cats that was ripping folks off for features, charging thousands of dollars, $500, $300 just to write a verse on a track, stuff like that. I used to tell my artist DZ Bars, I'm like, I'd be damned if I'm paying a nigga that don't even have a bronze album a penny to feature on the track with us. I refuse. I would rather pay a singer, in my opinion, somebody that I know that my artist may not have that skill set to be able to sing and take this song to a whole nother level. But a rapper, I'm like, yo, you probably rap better than a nigga you about to pay this money for. I've never been a big fan of that. I've never been a big fan of that. Either you fuck with me or you don't.
Yeah.
Either you fuck with me or you don't. And that same thing go my artist DZ or Fat Coogee or Big Smooth or any one of them. You know what I mean? If somebody want to do a feature with us, if we fuck with their music, let's make a good record and we can eat together.
You know what I've learned? The artists that ask for money up front for features do not understand or don't have control of their financial situation.
And they greedy. It's greed, man. Straight up greed. A lot of these janky promoters in the DMV, greedy. Bruh, don't give a damn about the artist. Couldn't tell you nothing about the artist that's about to perform at their shows. Nothing.
Nope. We got 9 minutes.
All they care about is how much money you putting in their pockets, man.
We got
not all minutes, of them. But the janky ones, they out here, man.
Woo. Woo.
My bad. Oh shit.
I wanted to see my mouth when I say these things, but you touching something with those janky promoters, brother. Like I'm not. Sixxcess is not saying this. This is a voiceover. But when I watch those promoters have those artists come in there and they choose to be outside while they're performing, and they are promising them you're gonna win $100 and you're gonna win $200 and you're gonna win a guest feature and you're gonna be there, but they're fucking outside. They got 120 goddamn rappers on the list, and then the motherfucking damn the wiener is the last person sitting there with a few of his friends. Bruh, every time I have never seen, and I don't know who has said this, but I have never in my life ever seen one of those shows go successful. I did a show, and I don't know who's watching, but I did a show, and it was like, it's going to be, lit. It's going to be a winner tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there like, how the fuck is going to be a winner tonight? The damn show ain't even over, but the show was over because you ran out of time. And who was the best performer? They come to me, Sixxcess, tell me who you thought was the best. I was like, shit, him right there. He was the best one. You know what these niggas said to me? Nah, let's pick that girl right there. She got fat ass.
Wow.
I've been to a showcase like that, and I had to say I was really disappointed because the girl couldn't sing at all.
Man,
but,
I want.
Like she looked good.
Let me tell you what happened though. Let me tell you how the shady shit that happened, right? Because that show. Hold on. Oh, then I can talk. I don't know who was saying that other stuff, but at that show, the most craziest shit happened afterwards, bro. This artist went on a whole tour. And
girl.
like, what in the fuck is happening? So I've literally seen a fat ass will get you a win, but fat bars, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I've seen some shows where they don't even let you perform unless you buy a bottle. You know,
Wow.
and I'm like, how's this a put on? Nigga gotta buy a whole bottle. You know what I'm saying? So I told one of the artists because he asked me how could I perform. I said, hey, so he said you gotta buy a bottle. You know what that nigga said? I don't even drink though. I said, well, you can't perform here.
Wow.
Well, you won't be performing here. I'm sorry, my friend. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, bro. Drinkers only. Drinkers only. I had an artist tell me, man, I hate performing here because I always be too drunk when I perform. And he was really trying to tell me that was the reason why his performance was some shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to explain to him, I was like, I don't care if your performance was some shit or not. The song was some shit. You know what I'm saying? It had nothing to do with the performance. You know,
Right.
You can't come up here. It's like with me, it's a certain voice, it's a certain look, you know what I'm saying? It's a certain way you gotta perform, you gotta carry the crowd, you gotta handle the crowd. So when I see an artist already, like I hate artists that don't take off their coats. I hate artists that wrap their coats around their waist when they perform. Like to me,
No stage presence,
bro,
basically.
you don't trust nobody in here that you can put your coat down with you perform. Not
Up on stage with your cup.
I already know what
turning your back to the crowd.
Bruh. So I walked on the stage one time with my cup and I was really drunk when I did it. But I wasn't expecting to perform, you know. I was just hosting and the DJ was like, nah, nigga, you gotta do this, Joe. I'm already with a drink in my hand, you know what I'm saying? I'm drunk as shit.
Right.
But it was cool. It was fun, I should say. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, I hate that. Performing with the cup in your hand. Performing like let me see some more pet peeves of mine. And you can jump in with some
turning your back on the crowd. Rapping only to your person, especially if it's a duo, you rapping to them, not engaging the crowd. And a whole lot of that.
Bruh, that is the when the groups get together and they start rapping to each other.
Yeah, all of them dancing to each other. Bunch of dudes all on the stage dancing with each other.
I hate when
do what y'all do, but yeah.
The rappers don't use it. I hate when rappers jump on the floor when there's a stage.
Yeah, I don't like that neither. You got a whole stage, but you want to be down there in the crowd.
I don't know if this is a new thing, but I think my pet peeve is when they are rapping over the track instead of like having, I don't know what it's called. Like, you know them tracks.
A performance track?
Yeah, they're rapping and it's like,
well,
maybe offbeat and
I'm not going to hold you right. I'm going to tell all artists this because we're all guilty of it. Even the big dogs. You got to know your venue. If you got the proper venue, make a performance track. But
and see the reason
clubs ain't made for it. You know what I'm saying?
Jezebel. I see he basically about to tell you the reason why a lot of cats and even my group have been, artists. I've had artists do this due to the fact that there's no sound check with a lot of these venues. So when artists get up there on stage, you got crappy mics, crappy microphones, crappy sound systems, stuff like that. So I'd rather the crowd hear the song instead of trying to make out with the mic not getting out or what the sound system is fucked up. So a lot of times that's why artists rap over their tracks.
Now, what Jezebel is saying, because that's what us as artists and professional artists are saying, right? But what you're saying is the new era of the punch.
Milli Vanilli.
No, they're called punch rappers. You know what
punch?
I'm saying? Yeah, the punch rappers. You know what I'm saying?
They come in, they be like, and I was on stage, and then
Yeah.
Like,
Oh wow.
hear
We just say when I
anything.
move when I do. I do what I do when I say when I do. You know what I'm saying? That bullshit like that, right? And that is in their recording process, right? Their recording process. And like I've been in the studio with some of those artists, and they do shit. They literally do shit like this. Punch me. Punch me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting there like, yo, what the fuck? So when they get on stage and
They don't know their whole lyrics all the way through.
and they can't get it because they've never performed it that way. It's always been a punch. Even when they performing it for their mans, right? And they like, yo, listen to this joke. They even doing it when they perform it like, ooh! You know what I'm saying? They never rap it the whole way. So when they get on stage, they do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be real. Like he said, we're the era where it's a cakewalk to get in the game. So no professionalism, no practicing. Everybody out and out and practice. Everybody out and out when it comes to that, right? There's no practice.
Yeah. Don't nobody want practice. Ain't no practice before they get on stage. They just jump on stage. No synchronize, nothing. Just show up.
It's
just
not even
show up.
Sadness. You know what I'm saying? Do you know how many artists that I've heard say, play number 3? You know, play number 3.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? And the infamous one, I got this song on my phone. After this one, it's gonna be just go to the next one.
Oh my God. The plug in your phone. Oh my God. Those were the crazy guys.
I remember one night I was really fried. I said, this artist asked me, they said, can I plug in my phone and record the performance? I said, well, can't you just email it to me? Well, my phone is off. What if I give you hotspot? Well, I really just want to do it on my phone. And I'm like, you don't want to record your performance on that? Damn.
Lazy.
Whole performance, the bitch keep locking. The bitch, she got so mad at me. I don't mean to call her a bitch. I'm sorry, God. Give me some. Give me some, God. Give me some. All right.
Sorry.
I was in the heat in the session, but it got so crazy while the song was performing. It kept locking. She got mad. She just yelled out 3344. You know what I'm saying? She like just unlocked.
She just put in her code to get into her phone.
She was getting everybody the code. So she got finished performing, I said, you might want to change your code now since how you gave it to everybody.
Everybody the code. Good God Almighty.
So, man, it's been 2 hours, man. We are at the end of our time, man.
Wow. It went smooth, man.
Man, listen, man, look, and besides that beginning, I don't know what was going on with the Thunder Gods, but it has stopped and subsided. But this is a very good show, man. Very good show.
Thank you.
Learned a lot, man. Ready to see that show drop in June, The Rise of the Golden Goons. You know what I'm saying? And tell them where to find you at and all that good stuff.
Right now, my whole pledge to everybody is please, anybody that's watching, everybody that's going to watch later, please subscribe via YouTube to my YouTube channel, Global Square Productions, or you can just type in Rise of the Golden Goons and it'll come up. Hit the subscribe button. I need 1,000 subscribers right now. There's power in numbers. I can do a lot more negotiating when it comes to these distributors, so forth and so on. They see that we already have a fan base going into the product being placed. It'll help. So if anybody's listening, watching, in any type of way you can share, help, add it to a blog site, share it, whatever. I really appreciate that. Like I said, you can go on YouTube, look up Rise of the Golden Goons. You can follow on Instagram at Rise of the Golden Goons. You can see a lot of, I put a lot of behind the scenes footage on there. You see a lot of the cast on there. Go on there. Definitely follow the Rise of the Golden Goons page on IG. And if you just want to reach me, look up Aaron Lawson via Facebook. That's more my personal space. I'm more on that when it comes to actually getting to know me or being able to interact with me, you can reach me on Facebook under Lawson. And like I say, man, this show is the DMV's staple. Like Menace to Society, Cali, like Paid in Full, New York, like ATL Atlanta, you know, Rise of the Golden Goons. I'm guaranteeing folks are gonna be like, yo, that Rise of the Golden Goons joint,
Yeah.
DC, yo, like, yeah, that joint right there. That's what I want.
So we're gonna have
At
a
the
lot
end
of
of the day.
lot of shooting, a lot of good shit in it, a lot of uplifting shit in it, a lot of history in it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's what's up, man. Aaron Lawson, man, came through.
Yeah, man.
Jezebel,
Yes.
anything you got coming up, man? What you got coming up?
This Friday we got Ariella Ephelis coming through. Definitely she just dropped the mixtape with the girls, DMV female artists. So
I saw that.
Excited about that. You know, she's freestyle queen, DMV Slayer coming through. So yeah, shout out to Ariella. I'm very excited about this interview.
Yeah, I seen your last few interviews been cutting up. Marley was dope last week, man. I like that. So y'all already know. They say I do the Huffington Post, and I gotta tell y'all right now, Buckhead.
I've been to Buckhead quite a few times, man. I was down there with T.I.'s club is down there. I forget the name of it. Man, but when we came down there, my folks got like a pound of weed off some dude selling weed off on his club, man. It was crazy.
And it was
right in Buckhead.
Was the weed good?
I don't smoke, but I guess it was. They were smoking.
Man, let me tell you what I'm telling y'all. They don't give a damn about Buckhead. It's Huff. They got the hood.
Okay. this had to be about 8-9 years ago though, so I don't know.
So
probably was even worse.
All of our lovely viewers out there here at Boss Biz Radio, you all been rolling with Sixxcess for the last 2 hours, and I know y'all know what time it is. Y'all flicked off them last ashes, put those roaches in the ashtray. Some of you probably rolling up another one right now, because I know I'm about to. Y'all can see my man Aaron Lawson.
Yes,
sir. Go.
Man, appreciate y'all, man. Thanks, Jezebel the Truth. Thanks, Sixxcess, for having me on.
Man, you already know.
Get prepared for a great ride with the Rise of the Golden Goons. This is going to be right now in a 3-season project. We just finished season 1. Hopefully I'll be in your city, your town. You never know. I might have Jezebel the Truth, Sixxcess in the mix. Who knows?
Is it going to be a day, or are you going to drop the whole season on Amazon at one time so we can just binge watch it?
I'm gonna drop it all on one time. I want people to be able to binge watch it. Or watch it on your time. You know what I mean? But it's not gonna be. I don't want to do the whole watch it Friday, then wait the next Friday to watch the next episode. I don't want to do that.
Hey,
I don't want to do that.
I'm gonna tell you what. Either way you do it, if you do make the fans wait in suspense every week, or if you allow us to watch it in binge, we're gonna talk about it here on Boss Biz Radio, and we might bring you back, man, when they premiere, bro.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm more than willing and able to come back. I can't wait to come back because I got so much more stuff. I got love stories, I got horrors, movies coming out that I plan on filming this year as well.
You gonna get Jezebel?
I would love to. Also, wanted to know, how do you feel about doing documentaries?
It depends on what it is. It gotta interest me. I've actually talked to one of my actors. He wants to do a real life relationship, male perspective documentary type thing. So I may get into doing that as well. But I'm more of storytelling right now. I want to entertain instead of just teach and preach. You know what I mean?
If you do a documentary, I would like to do the narrating, and I would like to use my Morgan Freeman voice or my Donald Trump voice. So let me know if that's up in the air. If not, I totally understand. I just as long as
you don't want me to use the baby voice.
I don't want to hear that voice. Tell my man
Put
Timon.
the baby on
I
there.
said,
Tell my mommy I got a pee-pee. A pee-pee in that potty.
Yeah, so I guess we're done. I guess. So y'all look, man. Y'all go, man. Make sure y'all like and subscribe, and put that link on my page so I can share that joint for you, man. And we're gonna get you to 1,000 subscribers. Get that page monetized.
I appreciate it, man.
Have a great Monday.
Yes, thank you so much, Aaron, for coming through, and Timon. You guys are awesome. I wish you many successes and everything.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for having me on here. Much success. Sixxcess.
Hey, you already know, like to play. And we out. Hey,